Do you guys still have moments where you can go back 24, 31 years when the 6 kids aren't there and you just get to have that young love feel? And how do you facilitate that?
I tell you, my daughters dance competitive. So when they're downstairs dancing, when they're in rehearsals, me and mama go upstairs for 45 minutes in the hotel room and go get it in right fast. I mean, you got to get it in when you got to get it in, because sometimes you ain't got the time.
He's talking about nostalgia, and you're talking about sex.
I thought, we play the music. We play the music.
Yeah, I do it big, big, big. I'm coming to win. I do it big, big, big. Say it again. I do it big, big, big. I'm coming to win. I do it big, big, big. Say it again. I do it big. I do it big, big, big. Say it again. I do it big.
What is up? What is good? How you living? How you feeling? How you doing? It is the Big Podcast with Shaq, where we always do it
big.
And this one is going to be awesome because Shaq loves to think that he's an expert in relationships and parenting. So Shaq, may I give the official introduction to our guest?
Yes, you may.
He is a legend on the mic. She is the real voice at home. Together, they have built a bond that is fully grown. From the breakfast club to bedtime routines, they have weathered the storm and they have chased big dreams. Now they're pulling back the curtains. No filler, no fantasy, just truth, love, real life, real family. In the Shahuka Lounge today, let us make it realer than ever and give it up for DJ Envy and Gia Casey together.
I love that. I love that.
Was that off the top of the dome?
No, I write them ahead of time. You know.
Pretty good.
But Shaq, explain to them how you really do think that you are the next voice in relationships and parenting.
Well, I don't want to say that I'm the next voice. I am the voice for those that made a lot of mistakes and want to recover from the mistakes. Because I always say my biggest mistake was ruining my family by being dumb. And, you know, a man's job is to protect, provide, and love. I could always say, well, she did it, she did that. No, I did it. Everything I think in a relationship is cause and effect. And because I was doing the dumb stuff, now I'm in a 30,000 square foot house by myself. So it's not that I'm an expert. I just tell my stories that I don't have to tell because I want people to learn and understand. You know, when you're going through stuff and you got it going on and that stuff's not real life. What real life to me was coming in the house and hearing 6 different daddy.
Yes.
And then one day, that's gone. You're in here by yourself. Yeah, you got the chef and you got the 50 cars and you got the double-story closet, but you don't have your babies and you don't have your hot wife that you pursue. So it's not that I'm an expert. It's just that I try to tell stories to let people know that I f***ed up. And it was me. It was all me. Like my father, Muslim man, so you protect, you provide, and you love your woman. All 3. Not 1, not 2, all 3. I don't want to hear it. Like my father worked 3 jobs. 3 jobs to give my mama not a lot, but just, you know, give us what we wanted. I knew the rules and I just didn't follow the rules. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Miss Gibb, for being here.
Now that's real.
But,
and I want to tell you that's the reason why we wrote the book. Because what you said, a lot of people don't say. A lot of people joke and they laugh, and that's why we wrote the first book and the second book. Sometimes you got to be vulnerable and be like, I f***ed up. This was the reason why, and I don't want you to follow the same thing that I did to mess this up. And, you know, we've had conversations before, and I almost f***ed up to the point where I'm like, nah, it ain't worth none of that. Like you said, coming home to an empty house, I don't care what size your house is. If you got a baseball court, basketball court, indoor pool, outdoor pool, it don't matter what you got in there. But if you coming home and you alone, it ain't worth it.
It hit me. Well, it hit me in the beginning, but it hit me because when things happened, my baby Sharif was 5'8". Next time I see him, 6'11". And I like to remember and reminisce on it. I'm like, where the f*** did all this go?
Yeah.
And that's when it really hit me. And then, like you said, I'm in Orlando. My house is 70,000 square feet. And I'm in one room in the kitchen. And then I go to bed. My boy's like, yo, man, you got to get out. I was like, I can't. up. I don't like up because I'm a creature of habit, and I'm supposed to learn from mistakes, and I didn't. But we're tight now. But once I realized that I was comfortable enough to realize what I did, it made me feel a little bit better. I still, think about it all the time because my kids are 27 and 28. Mm-hmm. Only thing I remember is daddy, like them now driving cars and doing their own thing. I'm like, damn, where did that time go? And the time disappeared because I made it disappear. Mm-hmm. So again, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate you. Did you know that your first name is the same as my middle name?
No, really?
Yeah.
Middle name Rashawn?
Shaquille Rashawn.
Really? I didn't know that. Yeah. Wow.
So how did you get Rashawn, like Shaq and Diesel, how did you get Rashawn to Envy?
Well, growing up in Queens, I was like 5'4" growing up.
Sorry about my ghetto studio.
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah,
I was 5'4" growing up. So I was Shrimp. My original name was DJ Shrimp because I was so small. And I had a partner at the time. His name was DJ Mono. And we went to a white Catholic school, and we used to say everybody envied us. So back in the days when there was cassette tapes, they used to stamp envy on the tape. So when you would go to the bootlegger, the African bootlegger, it would just say envy. We weren't making no money. And he was like, well, I ain't doing this no more. I'm going to go mess with girls. So I was like, I'm going to keep doing it. So when I used to go to the African bootleggers, they'd be like, oh, Envy, you got the new Envy. And the name just stuck. Thank God, because I went from 5'4" to 6 foot, and I would have still been calling me Shrimp, which wouldn't have matched. But the name just took off from there.
So Ms. Gia, y'all been together 31 years, married 24 years. What was his pickup line? I want to hear it. Yeah, what did he do? What did he do 31 years ago?
So I ran track, and he used to play basketball with his friends after school.
You play ball?
Yeah.
All right, me and Kenny Smith versus you and Charlamagne, 2-on-2.
Damn, Charlamagne can't play no ball, though. Well, I'll take it. Nah, Charlamagne can't play ball. He's trash.
And when he was in high school and he was DJing, his parents bought him a Con Edison van from like the yearly auction, where Con Edison, which is like a electrical company, they used to auction off their work vehicles. And they bought him a bright baby blue van so that he can transport his DJ equipment. And there would be this blue van sitting outside my track practice.
Okay.
Every single day.
Stalker alert.
Funny. Now they say stalker. Before it was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute before. Now it's a stalker. Now, fellas, we in here. But what happened, she ran track. Now,
let her tell the story.
I was going to say one thing. She had the same size boobs as she did back then.
Hey.
So when she running track, I'm just like this outside. Like, I was like, I'm in love. But go ahead.
And one day I walked up to the van because I'm like, what? Like, who's in this van? So I walked up, and he's like, I have to confess, I've been watching you every day. And I was like, well, you're not hard to miss. And then he proceeded to ask me for my telephone number and whatnot.
This is 1994.
Oh,
94.
And she turned me down 20 times, though. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't that easy. Yeah. She didn't answer my phone call. She didn't call me. I was persistent and consistent until she finally called.
Yeah.
But I kept going. I was R&B style, singing in the rain, outside her locker, all that.
But you know what it was? So his first car was a baby blue
Honda Accord
with the flip-up lights.
1986.
Yeah.
Rim system. Boom.
Yeah. And yeah, he had rims. He worked all summer at the US Open to put rims on the car. And I was just meeting him. And one day after school, he's sitting on the steps crying. And I walk up to him. I'm like, what's wrong? They stole my car.
The Newark boys stole my car.
Yeah,
the Newark boys came to Queens and stole my car. I only had it one day with rims on it.
Yes. So I sat down. I put my arm around him. I started rubbing his back. I was like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. They're going to find your car. They're going to find who stole it. And that's when I was like, this guy, like, he's sensitive. He's vulnerable. It was kind of cute to me. And you know what? We haven't talked about this in 20 years, but when the day that he told me that he loved me, after we started dating, he gave me his Honda key.
Oh,
yes,
everybody.
And I and I still have it.
Still have the Honda key?
Still have the Honda key. Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, I mean, there was so much stuff there. The fact that it was someone from Newark and Shaq is Newark is hilarious. I have moments with my wife where, like, we had one. We flew recently to Atlanta without the baby, and we're listening to music at the same time and all that. Do you guys still have moments where you can go back 24, 31 years when the 6 kids aren't there and you just get to have that young love feel? And how do you facilitate that?
I would say we do. So I still travel on the weekends and do shows and parties, especially when my kids don't have sports. And we go together. And it's like we still enjoy it. We go to the hookah spot together, the club, the gentleman's club, and we just have moments to ourselves. And even that, I tell you, my daughter's dance competitive. So when they're downstairs dancing, when they're in rehearsals, me and mama go upstairs for 45 minutes in the hotel room and go get it in right fast. I mean, you got to get it in when you got to get it in. Because sometimes you ain't got the time.
He's talking about nostalgia, and you're talking about sex.
I thought we play the music. We play the music.
I can see you now on the plane. Hey, baby, give me a kiss. No. No. Embarrassing me at Shaq house. No. You're not getting none for 3 days. So, are you both Knicks fans?
Yeah.
I've seen you again. So, tell me the craziest experience you had in the Knicks game, and how was it going with Gio?
So this time, Gia wasn't with me this time. So I go to all the games. I go to the Nets games. I go to the Knicks games. Went to the Knicks game. This was my first time. Usually when my dad used to buy tickets, he's a retired police officer, ex-military. He would buy tickets. We sitting so high. So the Knicks had a great relationship. I DJ'd a couple of games. I said, I want to take my dad to his first courtside game. He's never been. So my dad's like, yeah, he's excited. He comes to the city. He lives in Queens still. We live in Jersey. We, get him in the city. We pull up. They take you to the little lounge in the area. My dad sees all the people, Wilt, John Starks, Allen Houston, sees everybody. And the Knicks tell me like, hey, we got courtside tickets for you. If somebody comes bigger than you, we got to give your seats up. So I'm like, all right, cool. But now when I'm thinking big, I'm thinking Chris Rock. I'm thinking Tracy Morgan. I'm thinking maybe Shaq. So we get there, get to the game, and I look, and when they give me the tickets, it doesn't say AA, it says BB. Now, BB is the row behind AA. So I'm like, who the hell's bigger than me? But I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm pissed the whole game because I told my dad we was going to be on the wood paws. No. I look up, and the guy from Impractical Jokers, the
oh, yeah.
They gave him the seats and said he was bigger than me, and I was so freaking mad. I didn't even enjoy the game because the whole game, I'm just looking at him like just the whole game. And that was probably my wildest experience at the Garden. That's probably my last time at the Garden, too. I don't think they gave me any more tickets.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
The Garden really does. They create like a caste system of ranking
that's
celebrities.
Crazy. For the Eastern Conference, I pick Indiana, and let me tell you why. Mostly the naysayers are saying, oh, you got 2 small market teams competing in the finals. That means nothing. Let me tell you why. This will be the most exciting run-and-gun series you've seen in a long time. Both teams go up and down. Both teams shoot a lot of 3. One team is full of offense. One team is full of defense. Which team is going to prevail? Now, the Knicks have, just in case, the Knicks have a hell of a comeback. They won that game 7, but I still like OKC. They play great defense. They run and gun. They play at a fast pace. They do have the ability to slow it down. When they do slow it down, they have a great offense. New York doesn't run very well. We saw that in Indiana, but they do have the ability to come back. But I like OKC in the finals, 4-1. OKC versus Indiana, I'm going to go OKC 4-2. Basketball fans, it's win or go time. The NBA Conference Championships are here, and the intensity is off the charts. Every possession matters, and there's still time to get in on the action with my partners, DraftKings Sportsbook. Here's the deal. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets. That's right. Pick your side, place your bet, and get ready to cash in. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using code BIGPOD. The crown is yours. Stay in on the action. Use your $300 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as it happens, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Pick 6 and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code BIGPOD and bet just $5 on any wager and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code BIGPOD only at DraftKings Sportsbook. This episode is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Insurance Companies. Profit by holding onto your money for as long as possible. Morgan & Morgan fights hard against these corporations to fight to make sure you get every dollar you deserve. When in court, the insurance companies want jurors to think the at-fault driver is the one paying the verdict amount. Meanwhile, it's really the insurance companies who are covering the costs. When Morgan & Morgan takes on a case, they are almost always going after big insurance companies, and it's not the individuals at fault. There's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous. Hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. With Morgan & Morgan, it's easy to get started, and the fee is free unless they win. Just visit forthepeople.com/thebig or dial hashtag LAW. That's hashtag 529. That's forthepeople.com/thebig or dial hashtag LAW, hashtag 529. This is a paid advertisement. Relationship question.
Mhm.
If you have a heated argument on Tuesday, how do you get out of it? Because I always used to tell mine, if we argue on Tuesday, leave it on Tuesday. Because see, when I was
That doesn't work for me.
no, when I was married, my problem was I always wanted to be right, rather than just listening and saying okay and forget about it. See, just because things look perfect sometimes doesn't mean they're going to be perfect.
Mhm.
So she's going to have her opinion. Like, for example, I think those pants are red. You probably going to think they're cherry red.
Mhm.
Not about to argue about it. Okay, so my problem was I was always right. But then once I got older and started listening, so my new method is if we argue on Tuesday, just leave it on Tuesday. And if we can't get out of the argument, then we got to.
What's that? Oh.
No. What?
If we can't
I'm
get
not
out
the
of the
smile and
argument,
nod
then
type.
we got to do it.
Right. Okay.
If we're just arguing about the same thing and it's going to get over, then we just got to do it. Does that work?
Yeah, and that works. But something that you said that I don't think most people understand is that was my same problem. We call it right fighting, right? And right fighting means no matter what, you're going to win that argument. It doesn't matter. You don't want to listen. I was that person. I always got to win. And well, the problem would be I would lie to win. I'd be like, yo, Shaq told me that the ground was really this. Mind you, I didn't even speak to Shaq, whatever it might be, but that's what the problem was. And we would argue over that stupid stuff. And I wouldn't listen. And I would just try to win an argument instead of understanding what somebody was going through. And once you understand, because we're on the same team, we're supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be on the same team. So there is no win or lose. It should be understanding. So once we got to that place where we can actually understand each other and really learn from each other, we didn't really have that many arguments. The only argument we always have is what? Tell him. Tell him.
I'm dead.
You're dead. No, tell him. Tell him.
He doesn't like that sometimes
Not sometimes.
I be late.
She be late all the time.
Leave her alone.
All the time.
Leave her alone. She's not late. She's just getting ready.
It's hard.
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
But you know what? In my defense, I don't have a glam squad. I do my own hair. I do my own makeup. I dress myself. I don't have a stylist. I do everything myself. So it takes a little bit of time. And I have 6 kids. You know what I mean?
I totally understand. I'm just, Envy, do you sometimes lie? Like when she says, what time do we need to leave? Do you lie?
All the time.
He lied to me about what time we had to be here today.
But you know what the problem is? I have to get ready for the lie. So if I tell her we have to leave at 2 and it's really 4, I have to be ready downstairs at 1:30. If not, she'll know I'm lying.
Yes.
So now I'm downstairs 1:30 dressed to the T waiting on her because I have to lie to get her there on time. Same thing with flights.
You're giving a 2-hour lie. That's
Yes.
I'm usually like, wow, I'm like a 30-minute liar. 2 hours is a lie.
It is a lot.
So if you tell her 2, you're ready at what, 3:30?
If he tells me 2, I'm comfortably ready at 3.
An hour?
Yeah, an hour.
Jeez.
Yeah.
She was late for our Breakfast Club interview and I worked there. Like, it's crazy.
I just want to reiterate for everybody that your new book is available now, Real Life, Real Family. You guys caused a lot of stir with Real Life, Real Love. I think being very honest, a lot of group chats were buzzing. As you were writing this book, did you already know which pieces? Did you look at each other and you're like, oh, they're going to be talking about this, certain sections?
Not really. Real life, real love. I didn't expect to pick up like it was. We were just being vulnerable and honest. Like we were talking
Yeah.
about everything that we went through as a couple, whether it was our sex life or the infidelity or whatever it was, raising kids the first time we met. We were just being real. So when things picked up, it was like, oh, because we talk about these things on the podcast. So it was like, we do a
All the time.
podcast, but we realized that there's a whole other side of the world that necessarily didn't listen to our podcast. And when things picked up, people made jokes, made, fun of me for a little bit, but we did it to get those people that were like, yo, we're in a relationship and this book helped us, or that conversation opened up a relationship in our household. So that's why we kind of are so vulnerable.
Oh, and I think I applaud you for that. Shaq always says, not to take yourself too seriously, be okay to laugh at yourself, but like being real is the only thing that actually matters. And so you guys were able to do that. Was there any part of this book, Gia, where you said, maybe we shouldn't put this in? Did that ever come up?
Not in this book, but in Real Life, Real Love, there were many, many topics that we said, this might not be for public consumption. But just like Shaq said, it's like we had to get over ourselves in a sense, because when you're writing a book, when you're sharing with the masses, there's no value there whatsoever if you're not transparent, if you're not authentic, if you're not real, if you don't tell the complete unadulterated truth, there's no value there. Because if you wrap everything up and put it in a pretty package and put a bow on it, who can relate to that? At that point, it's not relatable. It's not something that a person that might be in a similar situation can look at and say, I get it. And I'm not the only one. And now, how did they get over it? Because that's what I need to know. How did they get through it? How did they navigate that? That's what I need to know, because for the person reading, they're probably too embarrassed to share it with their family, their friends, or they don't know how to ask, or, there's a lot of things that are a little untouchable that we touched. And it really did put us, like you said, probably in a lot of group chats and whatnot. And we did get bombarded, but there was value there. I mean, we were on vacation. We were in Turks and Caicos, and a family. It was 2 parents and 3 kids. They came up to us and they were like, oh, you're Gia, you're MV. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you. I just want to let you know that you saved our marriage. Your book saved our marriage. If it wasn't for your book, we wouldn't be sitting here on this vacation as a family. We were headed to divorce. And at that point, everything that we were bombarded with, it didn't matter. Who cares? Yeah. When you put parts of you out there that can transform or alter people's lives in a good way, you don't care about all the naysayers or people that have fun with it, because the reason why you wrote the book isn't about that.
So speaking of the naysayers, when you heard all the nonsense, does that upset you? Because I got people in my family that when they be in the comments ready to kill some people.
No, we got family members and friends that want to attack, but you realize that, who cares? So one of the conversations was, I tell everybody all the time, when I first met, I never had a sex conversation with my dad, right? So when I met Gia and the first time we were getting intimate, my sex conversation came from porn, right? So you think you got to smash it all out. And I'm, going in there.
That's
bang,
awesome.
I'm sorry,
Yep,
baby.
just like
and
that.
you going hard, right? But you realize it was in the book. It was in the book.
Smash it all out. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But that's the truth, right? You think you got to be mandingo from the porn.
When you get home, go in the closet, get that little blanket, get that pillow, and take your right to the couch.
So that's what you think. And then you realize, we got into an argument one time. Now, mind you, we've been together 31 years. We get into the argument. My wife.
How old were we at the time?
We were young, 23.
Yeah, about
23, 24. We get into an argument, and my wife says, well, that's why I never had an orgasm.
Through sex. Through intercourse.
And bro, I was crushed. I was hurt. Like, I'm out of tears.
Yeah, that's tough.
So I had to, after that conversation, we had to actually learn each other's bodies. And I had to learn her body and learn what it was. But at first, it was difficult. So when I put this in the book, that was the thing that was trending.
Yeah.
They started a GoFundMe, poor Gia, hashtag
poor Gia.
Poor Gia.
Yeah.
But,
But wait, I do have to correct something. And this might be valuable for a lot of men to know and a lot of women as well. I wasn't having an orgasm through intercourse because of me. It's not because he watched porn and he was, how'd you put it? Smashing it all out?
Yes.
Was that?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not because of that. It's because I was young. We were 15 and 16 when we met. We waited 1 year to the day for me to lose my virginity. And we were novices. I didn't know my own body. And I was so busy wanting to be insatiable for him and wanting to perform and, thinking of women as sex objects because that's how it's presented to you in the media at the time. At the time, it wasn't social media, but just in the media on billboards. Women are supposed to be sexy and playthings for men. And that's how I interpreted sex. So I was so busy being concerned with him that I neglected myself and my own needs. It was because of me. And you don't do much too different. Now it's the same thing. It's that I'm in touch with my own mind. I know what I like, and I'm concentrating more on the love that I have for him and the intimacy. And that's what leads me to orgasm. So it was never you.
It was never you, bro.
That was it.
All right, switch the subject now.
Let's go to the big break. It's sponsored by our friends at The General. Shaq, I believe you have a question from our friends there.
When it comes to teenagers and cars, who teaches the kids how to drive? And do you buy new or used cars? Let me answer that first. Girls get whatever they want. Boys, no.
Nope. I usually teach the kids how to drive. Now, this is where me and Shaq differ. I work hard. I bust my, and because of that, we're able to have more than most. I'm that father that wants to pass away seeing what my kids had, opposed to passing away and giving my kids stuff. I like to watch them enjoy it. So when my kids get of age, I want to see them drive the cool stuff and have the cool stuff. And that's just who I am. So like when my daughter turned 16 and 17, I bought a Range Rover. When my son got of age, we bought him a Corvette. Like I want to see my son enjoy it. They're good kids. Their grades are good. They do what they're supposed to do in the house. I'm going to do that for the kids.
And
that's who I am as dad.
And they deserve
Girls
it.
get Benzes, the boys get Chargers.
Damn.
Oh.
That's it.
Damn, but that's how I feel with the kids. So yeah, I teach them how to drive, and as long as it makes sense, and I let my kids drive every one of my cars. There's not one car that I could be like, you can't drive.
Oh, hell
my daughter
no.
will take the Ferrari. My son will it doesn't matter. Like take it, go enjoy it.
Hell no.
I want to see them enjoy it. Like that's how I am.
That's good. I remember one of my sons, I told him, I said, hey, you get all A's in school, get whatever you want. So he come back, he showed me the 600. Like, bro, you're not getting the Benz. Take your ass to the Dodge. Talk to my boy Deion Wallace over there. I already got the black on black Charger wave. You're not getting no Benz. But the girls I like to spoil, but the guys I like to kind of,
How do they feel about that?
Boys, I don't want to say they get upset, but, they understand. Because I told them, I said, listen, bro, your sister's going to get a lot more than you guys get. That's just the way it is. When women, you got to protect, provide. They just going to get a lot more. So when they get stuff and you don't get it, I don't want to hear it. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like, they can come and stay here. Y'all can't. They can come, stay here, and do whatever they want over here. Y'all cannot. When y'all get 18, 19, 20, get out. Get out.
Damn.
Stay out. Like, you
get
can
out
come
and
back.
stay out.
Yeah, like you can come visit and do all that, but so I mean, but like my oldest daughter, she goes back and forth from Atlanta, Houston. She can come anytime you want. My other two things, but like my boys, I'm like, all right, man.
It's time to go. Yeah. Street lights is on. You got to get up out of here.
Oh, Dad, want to go with you? Nah, dog. Yeah, you got to go. You want to work for me? Because if you want to work for me, okay, well, I have to get you a little apartment here and I'm going to put you to work. But nah, it ain't no hanging out. This episode of The Big Podcast with Shaq is brought to you by The General. Shaq loves The General. Before the league, before the rings, before I got my big break, I've been rocking with The General. The General has been offering quality coverage for 60 years. You already know The General was there for Shaq when I needed him. Low rates and flexible payment options to keep you covered. If you're ready for your big break, you know what to do. Visit thegeneral.com to get a quote today. Again, visit thegeneral.com to get a quote today. And it wouldn't be The Big Podcast without The General. All right, let's get one thing straight. I'm all about staying fresh, on and off the court, and on and off the studio. I spend a lifetime dominating the game of basketball, but when it comes to grooming, I need something just as powerful. You know how it goes. When you're my size, your grooming routine better match the level of greatness. That's where the Dome Shaver Pro package comes in. Whether you're maintaining a smooth dome for that perfect shine or just looking for a clean, fresh finish, This shaver is built for big-time results. Don't just shave, dominate your grooming game like I dominated the paint. Let me show you the Dome Shaver Pro. This bad boy has 90 minutes of battery life with a 5-minute quick charge feature for those busy days. You know I'm always busy, so those quick charges are great. And the magnetic blade head makes cleanup a breeze. Just rinse underwater, snap it back on, and you're good to go. Simple as that. We love a clean, fresh feel. Self-care is key. And we even got Dome Soother Head Aftershave Lotion. Calm your scalp after a quick shave of non-irritating formula. Don't just get a shave. Dominate your grooming game. Head over to manscaped.com and use code BIGPOD for 15% off. Get the Dome Shaver Pro package and keep your head as clean as my championship record. 250 years of tequila making tradition is in the face. Lunazul tequila is a celebration that comes full circle. From the fields of Jalisco to your glass, experience the authentic taste of 100% Blue Weber agave tequila that's crafted with pride for what's inside. And made for moments that shine true. Those who know look to Lunazul Tequila. Bardstown, Kentucky, 40% alcohol by volume. Think wisely, drink wisely. Lunazul Tequila. Your book, Real Life, Real Family, is about raising kids with confidence. So what's the main thing you teach your kids about being confident?
There's many different things. The first thing in this day and age, and I'm sure that any father in here deals with it, is social media, right? People like to get validated through social media, and we make sure that our kids are validated at home. We make sure that they have that feeling at home. If they're looking for the outside world to validate your kids, they're going to validate them in a way that you don't want. That's what it causes anxiety, depression, suicide, and all that. So we make sure that our kids know that there's a safe place to land at home. It sounds corny, it sounds crazy, but what we did as a family with our 6 kids is we created kind of like a mission statement. Now, when I say mission statement, I don't think it's like it's on the door, like you got to read it every time you come in, but it's a policy that we put into play that we all talk about so that we're all comfortable. And I'll just read it real fast. So one is we are a unit, right? We are the KC crew. We ride with each other. The other is we respect each other. No matter what argument, whatever happens in our house, we respect each other. We always uplift each other and point out the good in one another. No matter what somebody's going through, the pain, we always make sure that they feel good. They have their heads raised at all times. We represent each other at all times. If my kids is outside at your house, at Shaq's house, Shaq better call me and say, yo, your kids are the most respectful. They have manners. They say thank you. They offer to wash the dishes. They want us to take out the trash. We're rooted in family, fun, and faith. We pray every day. We have fun every day. We are a family. And the last, which is probably the most important, is we are each other's soft place to land. No matter what goes on in this world, what happens, there is a no judgment zone in our household. So when our kids come home, whatever happened, good, bad, indifferent, you know that you can come here and mom and dad will fix it. Don't go to the outside world for help. Come home first and let's fix it together. So that's pretty much what we do to make sure our kids are strong, confident, and empowered.
And instilling a strong sense of self-identity, because that's where a lot of people, not just children, are lost. When you don't know who you are and where you come from, when you leave the house, you're leaving it up to people outside to tell you who you are and who you should be. And that's, in essence, an insecurity that a lot of people carry around. They don't even know that they have. And that's where you wind up being taken advantage of, misled, overlooked, and left to kind of feel insignificant. So we want our kids to know you come from something meaningful. This home is meaningful. The opinions of the people within these walls are meaningful because we are the people that love you. We're not the people that are jealous of you. We're not the people that are going to hate on you. We're not the people that are going to root for your downfall. We're the people that love you. So we're the only people that matters. Your teachers don't even matter. Your teachers. If your teachers tell you something good, that's wonderful. Come home. Let's talk about it and we'll back it up. But sometimes there are teachers that don't even want the best for you. Whatever you get from the outside, you bring it home and let us confirm it.
As a parent, I had to learn how to be a little bit softer. My mom was soft, but my dad wasn't soft. So with my kids, I had to be a little softer. For example, one of my sons come home and say, guy was messing with him. My response is, okay, punch him in the face tomorrow. As soon as you see him in school tomorrow, well, I don't give a what the teacher's doing. You walk up to him, punch him in his face. Obviously, we can't live like that anymore. So I made up, not a mission statement, but I kind of made up quotes for my kids because some of them read comments. I remember when Sharif was going through his heart surgery. Mm-hmm. I asked him, I said, what's wrong? He said, Dad, am I going to die? I was like, no, why you think you're going to die? Because one of the guys in the comments said, this surgery, a lot of people don't wake up from the surgery.
Wow.
So I had to kind of make a quote. So my quote to them is, if a nobody can influence a somebody, then the nobody wins.
Mm.
But the question of the day is, who the fuck are you? Nobody. Listen to me. I interviewed all the top doctors in the world. He's the top. And if you don't wake up, I'm going to be on TV because I'm going to kill this. I'm just letting you know right now. But so like I have to teach him not to listen to the outside noise. It's kind of hard because I don't understand how you can listen to somebody you don't know.
My dad always used to say, whenever someone tells you something, no matter what it is, always consider the source.
Say that again?
Whenever someone on the outside tells you something, you always have to consider the source.
I'm still in that one.
Because
I'm going to just ghetto up a little bit. When I say something, just consider the source.
You have to understand a person's perspective and why they may have that opinion of you or why they might be saying something to you. And sometimes, just like you said, a nobody is influencing a somebody.
Right.
It's because the somebody gave that nobody the power to influence them. And that's a choice. And that's what we talk about in our book. The subtitle is A Guide to Raising Empowered Kids. We want our kids to be armed with that knowledge before that nobody even has a chance with them.
I had a question. So my son is like a year and a half, and we're already starting to talk about, like right now he's under our care all the time. Mm-hmm. And so he's copying us all the time. He mimics the way we are, and we're trying to build that good foundation. How do y'all handle when you realize that you're going to have to turn over your kid to other people during the day? Whether it is they go to school, whether it is they have like coaches and things like that. But then also the notion of like eventually they're going to go to college and you have to just let them be them at that point. And you need to hope that your foundation was strong enough that, and the relationship is strong enough they can come back to you. But how do you guys deal with the different stages of trusting the world with your most important possession?
I want to say something about that, if you don't mind. For me, there is no letting go. There is no letting go. My daughter, our oldest child, is 23. My son is 21. He goes to UMiami. He plays football there. And that tough kid calls me 5-6 times a day just to say what's up, to FaceTime me from the club, to FaceTime me from the boat, to tell me this, to ask me a question, to get my opinion about a girl that he might be considering. He wants to get a tattoo. And at 21, if he wants to get a tattoo, he should be able to get a tattoo. But I told him at this point, he's not getting a tattoo. And he has to listen to me because I'm his mother. And I told him, I don't care if you're 30. If I tell you that you're not going to do something, you're not going to do it. Why? Because I have your best interest at heart. The reason I don't want him to get a tattoo is because at 21, I don't think that he has the mind frame to decide on what image he wants on his body for the rest of his life. When you come home this summer, let's talk about it. Let's figure out what it is that you want. And then we're going to find the best tattoo artist in the country. We'll go there and maybe you'll get a tattoo. But I'm going to make sure that I'm thinking about things that you might not be thinking of. And when you're 30, there might be things that I'm thinking of that you're not thinking of. And at that point, it'll be a willingness. Right now, it's because you have to. But truthfully, it's also a willingness. Our kids concede to us because they trust us. I don't get a kickback. I don't get, Mom, I'm 21. How are you going to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I don't get that. It's, all right, Mom. Okay. No, I get it. When you raise your kids a certain way, they really trust you. They take your lead because they know that you want them to have their best life.
So do your kids talk back?
No.
My girls talk back. I can't do that. My boys don't talk back. My girls, they're a little sassy.
A little sassy?
Yeah.
How old are they? Oh, they're
28, 24, and 20.
Yeah.
Now,
It's not really a talk back. I kind of, I want to say I like it. I kind of like that they know they're grown.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like disrespectful, but sometimes they talk back and
How do you feel about it when it happens?
I have to let it go because I can't.
Okay.
Ever since they were little, if I give them a crazy, even now, if I give them a crazy face, it'll break them down too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my boys, I go off.
Yeah.
Oh, I go crazy on the boys. So
My boy, my same 21-year-old, he didn't talk back to me, but he spoke to me in a tone that I didn't like. about 2 years ago, and I didn't like the look on his face. And I told him, I said, yeah, your tuition is about to not get paid. You're about to sit out a semester. And for me, it wasn't an overreaction. It's, you need to understand your place. You don't get to have that look in your face when you talk to me, and you don't get to have that tone. And I yanked his car. He did not have that car, and he was about to sit out a semester at school. And he got it because he knew that we were serious. Like, when you threaten, you have to follow through.
Yeah.
It can't be empty promises, empty threats. Like, if I stand for something and I tell you this is what it's going to be if you continue down this road, if you know that I'm going to follow through, then guess what? You're going to fix up because you want to have to endure that. So our kids know us, and they know that we're built like that, so they don't test us.
How do you turn your DJ Envy Breakfast Club off when you go home?
How do I turn my voice off?
No, you just turn off that because, sometimes.
As soon as I leave, I'm just dad. Like, my kids don't look at me as anything else but dad. It's funny when sometimes we go out and people want to take pictures. They just like, all right, dad, are you done? Come on, dad. Like, it is what it is. They don't look at it any other way. My oldest son, the 21-year-old, he uses it. Like, he'll be in a club and it'll be 3 a.m. and I see a FaceTime coming in, and I know he's somewhere where he sees somebody at the door that might know me. And he FaceTime me, yo, dad, yo, and then he'll get in, or he'll FaceTime me. He's at what was it? It was Super Bowl weekend. He's in New Orleans. He's in the club. FaceTime me with Cardi B. Yo, Cardi, yo, what's up? Cardi's like, yo, Envy, I'm not hanging out with you no more. I'm hanging out with your son. He's more fun. Like, last week in Miami, he's with 50. I'm like, he just used, but you know what? I'm not mad at that because I work my ass off. And so many different communities and coaches use their connections, use their arms. So I'm like, if dad worked hard for you to be able to get in a club or be able to get in a restaurant or do something that you want to do, I'm going to do it. Please believe it. If my son is out and Shaq is DJing, he's going to be like, Dad, can you call Shaq? Can you call Shaq's people to give me? He is. And then when he gets on stage, he's going to FaceTime me and show you, like, he is that kid.
That's awesome.
He's that kid.
In terms of access, so there's this trend that I'm noticing in sports right now about the athletes we're rooting for now old enough that their children are playing. And there's a lot of commentary. So we've seen it with LeBron and Bronny, and then with the NFL draft, we're seeing it now with Dion and Shador.
Yep.
And what's been interesting to me is, man, people are really willing to go and talk about whether you're parenting well or not. And I think we all understand how individual and difficult parenting can be. What do you think about what's happening right now? And we saw LeBron apparently step to Stephen A because he questioned him as a father. What do you think of commenting on other people's, the way they bring up their children?
I feel like you got to watch your tone and watch your mouth when you talk about somebody as a parent, right? If you want to talk about, you feel that Bronny is not good enough, Bronny doesn't score enough, Bronny is not a great at shooting, dunking, dribbling, whatever, that's fine because that's part of the game. That's what you're supposed to do. You're an analyst and you're supposed to talk somebody's athleticism and playing basketball, right? Same thing with Shador, same thing with Shiloh. If you want to talk about them as athletes, I don't have a problem with it. But when you start breaking down who a parent is, who a father is, who that is, that's when there's a problem. And I tell everybody all the time, you can play with me all day long. You could joke me all day long. But when you bring my kids into it or you bring my wife into it, I'm ready to fight. And I could win some, I could lose some. But like you said with your father, my dad taught me you got to protect and provide. And that's my two things. And when it gets to that point, I'm willing to do whatever for my family. It is what it is.
I'm a big fan of your show. And I saw when you did what you did with Mr. Tyrese, that was commendable.
Thank you.
Because you were very, very professional. What's the wildest thing that happened on that show? My favorite was that and the Birdman situation.
Well, see, the Tyrese incident was, for people that don't know, me and my wife were going through a hard time. I didn't know Tyrese. We weren't friends. And my wife wanted to leave me, right? If you read the first book, it's in the first book. I called my wife on air and I apologized. And I was trying to get my family back, trying to get my wife back, trying to get that love back, that trust back, that opportunity. Just the door just open enough so I could slide in and prove that I was an involved and changed person. One day when I'm going to write another book and I'm going to tell you what Shaq told me during that time, but we ain't going to talk about it now.
You don't play with people's mamas.
Thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't listen to Shaq. But
oh yeah, I called him right away. I was like, hey man, let me tell you something, man.
So when somebody says something disrespectful, the first thing I try to do is I'm not a type of person that I can hold it in, right? If I see you, we got to have a conversation. Whatever it is, either you're going to apologize, you're not going to apologize, and we're going to settle it right then and there. And I don't care what it is. Like, I didn't have fights I lost. I didn't have fights I won. I'm not here to win. I'm just here to gain that respect. And I felt like he crossed the line. And when he crossed the line, I told him how I felt. Now, what I do respect about people is when you have a conversation with him, it's right there to your face. It's right there to your face. Right there to your face. What I don't respect with anybody that's coming to Breakfast Club that I ever had a problem with is once we deal with it right then and there, it's over. But now when you go home and you read a comment, and then you want to make a comment of what you would have did or what you should have did. Nah, you had your opportunity. We were face to face. You could have did it to my face. After that, I don't respect it and I don't answer it anymore because you had your chance to talk to me. You had your chance to say what you had to say back and you didn't. So that was with the Tyrese thing. With the Birdman thing, Birdman was just hot, right? At the Breakfast Club, there's a window there. And the way he was pacing back and forth, I knew it was going to be some action. Like, I just knew it. People always ask, were you scared? No, I wasn't scared. The reason I wasn't scared was the people that Birdman came with were all my friends from New York. The ones that were holding him down were all the gangsters and people that I knew from New York. So I knew I wasn't going to get hurt. But it was just it was probably one of the first viral moments ever. And it just kept going to the point where, I mean, to this day, are you finished or you done? All three of y'all. I mean, it's just something that just keeps going. It just lives forever, which I'm grateful for.
On my name.
Put some respect on my name. It's just something that lives forever, which is always dope. I mean, Birdman called after. He apologized. We haven't had him out there after, but we love to have Birdman. There's no love lost with Birdman.
So 6 kids. I could tell mama's the boss of disciplining, but I'm going to ask you, who hands out the disciplines and the fines? Because me with my 6 kids, I never.
Nah,
never.
You know what it is? The kids, they don't mess with me. I have the look where the kids don't mess with me, but they mess with mommy, right? And then I'm always the bad guy because when it goes too far, then I'm the bad guy because then it's yo, why you talk to your mom like that? Come here, let me like that's what it is. But I never, my pops never hit me. Like, so he just had that look. Well, my kids, I just have the look and they don't mess with me.
But with the middles, I don't know if there's ever really been anything. So the middles are 11, 10, 8, and then the baby is 3, but our 2 older. So I think it's more so maybe like the growing pains with the 2 older ones, because they were kind of like our guinea pigs. They're the ones that we threw up against the wall to see what stuck. And then we knew what to discard and then what to keep for the middle batch. And then we're going to rear the baby with it as well. But, we don't get that with the middles. The middles, they don't talk back. They're not fresh. They pretty much do as they're told and they live a very happy life. But the first 2, there was a few little things there with them that had to be worked out.
And that 3-year-old has no respect for me. I just want to put it out there. That 3-year-old has no, that 3-year-old be testing me. I'm not gonna lie.
See what you have in store.
That 3-year-old is what you know. When they turn 3.
But it's because she looks just like you.
I know.
She's his doppelganger. Yeah.
I never really jumped on my kids because a lot of stuff that they did, I would get in trouble for it. It would just be funny to me. Like, I remember one time one of my babies came home and my ex-wife was like, he got suspended for fighting. So I was like, okay, So I went to the school the next day, me and him in the car. I gave him the wink. I said, just go along with it. Why? I said, just go along with it. Hey, man, next time you fight in school, I'm going to come here and spank you, just to do all that stuff. But, after we got in the car, I was like, where you want to go? You want to go to Hooters? You want to go to Twin Peaks? You want to go to Cane's? Where you want to go? So,
I'm the same way. So my 21-year-old got in trouble. Garden State Plaza Mall in New Jersey. You know those pops that you throw and it pop?
Yeah.
He decided he was going to go on the second floor.
Oh, and throw.
As the security walked by,
that's
throw it
funny.
at the security cop. But after that, everybody starts running. I found out about that. He got in trouble for that. But at the end of it, I was like, I done did that too. I ain't gonna
Go ahead, Adam.
Sometimes I think, I'm like, man, I couldn't even imagine dating these days. Like, I watch Pop the Balloon, and then I'm seeing people talking about 50-50, and then I'm seeing people online. It's just I just feel like people are going on dates just so they could post about it on social media. Y'all have been together for 3 decades. Do you ever think about all the craziness that you missed because you haven't had to deal with that?
Well, now it's like people don't even communicate in a normal fashion. Everything is text, Snapchat, or like DM me. Like what? Nobody picks up the phone and talks. It's like they don't have a true sense of like getting to know each other anymore. It's like some people even say that they get offended when someone else calls them. Like, why are you calling me? Like, why didn't you just text me?
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Gia. Like you said something really funny, Envy, earlier about how back then that was pursuing and now it would be called stalking. And there are so many movies of like standing outside like a bedroom window with a boombox. Like you can't do that anymore.
No.
Oh, you'd
But
be so corny. Yeah.
Yes. But also it's like you could call the cops. So my thing is like we always want to imitate what our parents had, right? So you have 6 kids that are like, man, my parents have been together for so long, trials and tribulations, and he pursued my mom in such a romantic way. Like, how do you advise your kids as they're in their 20s now with all of the pitfalls of no communication, dating, and also like, hey, if you hang out by a track practice in a blue van for 2 months, like that's not going to work anymore.
Nah.
Like, what advice do you guys give your kids on that?
Well, first I would say I'm scared for my kids, right? Because I tell everybody this all the time. Where do people usually meet somebody, right? Where are they the most of the time? At their workplace. But you can't even talk to somebody at your workplace because then you go to human resources because that's a problem, right? Then, I don't know if Shaq is single or not, but if you have a little bit of money, how do you know that somebody is there for the right reason? In this day, like people think 30 steps ahead. They think 5 years ahead. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to text him this. I'm going to leave this. And then all of a sudden you get a lawsuit and you be like, wait a minute. And now you have to prove. But see, this is the thing. It's not just a matter of proving. It's a matter of, I was telling my wife earlier, a lot of time these lawyers now use the embarrassment factor for somebody just to cut a check.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to put it out there and you'll lose more than just paying me a check. And that's what it is. So it's difficult. If you don't meet somebody in high school or college, I really don't know what to tell my son because I wouldn't trust a soul.
Well, my son, he tells every girl that he meets, like, if my mom doesn't like you, it's raps.
Oh my God.
Like, just no. And I never told him that. But that's just a conclusion that he comes to. Because ever since I would say he was about 9 years old when he started having like little crushes and things like that, I started teaching him about what it is to be a man and what it is to be faithful and what a man's role is and what, in a lot of occasions, what a woman's role is. So we've been having these conversations. So it's not as though, he turned 18 and then it's like, let me teach you everything that you need to know about relationships, and with my daughter, it's funny because she's in a relationship now. It's her first relationship. Again, she's 23 and they've been together for 2 years. It's her first relationship. And all through her teens, she never had a boyfriend. And she would say, yeah, I don't find anybody that I'm interested in. And I'm like, how can you not find anybody that you're interested in? And she's like, because I look at these guys and I think that if I can't have with him what you and daddy have, I don't want it. So it's like I size them up. And if they don't have the potential to laugh and joke and be open and play fight and just like roast, we can roast each other and just have that organic fun. She's like, I don't want it. I look at you guys' affection and the attention you pay to each other and your pet names and, how you guys just show each other so much attention and daddy's such a gentleman. Like, if I can't get that, like, I don't want it. So now she found somebody and he's all.
Do you like him? Do you like him?
I love him.
Good dude. Good kid.
All of the things.
You allow that?
I do. He's a Cleveland fan, which is my biggest problem because he's from Ohio. But besides that, he's a good kid. He's not in the music industry. He works at one of those Fortune 500 companies doing wealth management. So he's out of the industry. I like him. He just likes to play basketball and be with my daughter. I love it. He works out, so he's big. So I ain't got to worry about him. Anything happening, He's a protector. And he's good with my other kids. Like right now, we're here. So my daughter is watching the kids and she's sick. So he's taking care of everything. He's taking the girls to dance practice. He's taking my son to soccer. He's doing all that. So we really like him. Like him a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So all right. Now, are you okay if I ask like a hypothetical?
You can ask whatever you want. Everything
Okay.
is clear. We ask whatever on the Breakfast Club, so I tell anybody you can ask me anything.
Because like, I have a son and we want a daughter, and I can't imagine what that's like. Shaq has daughters, and I know Shaq has told me stories if he didn't like someone they brought home. What would happen if like your 22-year-old daughter came home and was like, I really like this guy, and he's 40?
Yeah, so absolutely not. You know?
Okay.
Like it's like
Wouldn't happen.
grand
But
opening,
he's
grand
my
closing.
soulmate, Mom. He's my
See, but
soulmate.
40 years old is enough where I could beat him up,
No.
or the family could beat him up. Like we still got uncles. Like I'm from Queens still. Like we still got people our age. We could beat them up and not get in trouble. But nah, you're not bringing home a 40-year-old at 22. That's not gonna happen.
Absolutely
Like,
But I would be so worried that it would be like a movie where I say no and then it pushes her into his arms even more.
no, it's not. We're gonna beat him up to the point where she doesn't want to come back home.
Okay, you're
Like,
gonna
they can't even have
remove
a
his
conversation.
arms.
No, he
together.
wouldn't make it past our front door. Is this a joke?
Yeah,
Like, what
no.
conversation are we having?
It wouldn't happen.
My 22-year-old dating a grown man who's old enough to be her father?
No.
Yeah, not in our house. Yeah, no.
No.
All right, what would happen? White guy shows up. How's that go?
Yeah.
All day. We don't
All
discriminate.
good? Wow.
Yeah, we don't discriminate.
But I
Only
will
thing I see
say,
is
We made it.
love.
I will say this.
White rapper.
Yeah,
A
with
white
dreads.
rapper, that's
White rapper
questionable
with
altogether,
dreads.
you know.
You got to get these jokes. If you're white and you come in the house and you can get the jokes and you don't feel uncomfortable, awkward, or anything like that, I'm cool because we're gonna give you the jokes like it's a family reunion, and being white is being white. Like I remember,
Yeah.
Being white is being white.
so we all
mean?
You gotta
we all
take these
we all go
jokes.
on vacation, right? And I'm the asshole of the family, right? We all go on vacation and we're all in the car, and my son has a girlfriend and she's Caucasian at the time. She's white.
Well, she's still Caucasian.
I know, but she's not at the time, but they're not together anymore. So in the car, I'm playing music for everybody. I'm playing a 90s song for me. My wife is Caribbean, so I play some Buju Banton for her. My other auntie is from Trinidad. I play a Haiti. I play a Haitian song for her. So with her, I play her song. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Because I miss you. She gets so, I can see her face getting red, but I'm that person. I'm going to make fun of you. Like when you talk to me and be like, oh, is this back to the slave days? Like I am that. And if you get uncomfortable, that ain't the house for you. We're not the house for you.
No, look, my wife is Nigerian, and the first time I went over, her dad was DJing in the living room, and the dance lights were on, and me and her mom started dancing immediately. And immediately they were like, "Oh, you have rhythm," but it broke through. And I think as the white guy, you need to understand you are going to be tested nonstop.
Of course.
And as long as you can I dated, when I was in high school, I dated a black girl in North Philadelphia, and I'll never forget when I parked the car and there was like 6 dudes on the stoop, and they were like, "Who the f are you?" And we went up and back, and then after a little bit, they turned around, they're like, "Nah, he's okay." And like, you're gonna get tested, and that's like, you just have to be okay with it, and not be like, "What's going on here? Like, what are we doing?
What's going
You
on
can't do
here?"
that.
Nah, the only thing we see is love. That's the only thing I care about.
Just can't be 18 years older. That's too much.
No, absolutely not.
Well, what if your son came with somebody younger?
How much younger?
Okay, so let's say he ends up, he's 28 and she's
19.
19, 20.
And he's 28. There's certain points. Like if someone is 48 and a person is 30, that's okay. That 18-year difference is okay.
Gotcha.
The reason is because at 18, 19, 20, 21,
Yeah, you don't even know who you are.
you don't even know who
You're still
you
in
are,
college.
let alone who that 40-year-old is. And
Ugh.
you're so susceptible to being impressionable and being influenced because you haven't lived enough. You haven't had enough experience. So at that point, it's too much of a gap in age. So it's not universal. It's not completely general. I think that it's specific because someone that's young-minded,
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm.
And you say you don't know if I'm single or not. And what did Jess tell you? You can say it.
Oh no, just said you the
What?
day she came, you had a bunch of white women here.
How many?
3 or 4 white wives or
Yeah.
something like that.
Samantha, Tammy, Amber. Yeah, I want to ask you a woman question.
Okay.
I was dating a woman one time, and as a serial cheater, I was not cheating. But an ex texted me, "I love you," and I responded, "I love you back." She said I was emotional cheating. So my question, is there such thing, emotional cheating?
Of course.
No, Gia.
Of course there is.
No.
I don't think that
That's what she said.
I don't think that in and of itself
we had a big old fight.
Candidate for emotional cheating. What was the context? Did she just text you, I love you, and that was it?
She said, I love you, and I said, I love you back. And she picked up the phone and said, oh, you still love your ex?
You weren't in love with your ex, you just loved her.
In love?
In love.
Shaq says, I love you to everybody.
No, but she was good to me. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I got a new, I love you too.
I don't think that that's emotional cheating. I just think that that's inappropriate.
Okay, but how is it emotional cheating if you don't know my emotions? I'm with you. She says, I love you. I don't want to be rude because we were nice. We had good times. Now I love you back. That's it. It's not, I love you. You know, she going to Miami. It's just, I love you back. Just thank you. And that was it. She picked
I don't think that was emotional cheating. I think that was inappropriate.
For me to say I love you back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're committed, to a woman and she's committed to you, those words are only meant for her. It's not meant for anyone else, unless it's your child, your mother.
What if that was my ex-wife and we got 5 beautiful kids together and she says, I love you. And even though it didn't work out, I'm not allowed to say I love you back. Even
context. If a person randomly texts you, I love you, it's not because she was just laying in bed and having those nostalgic moments and decided to send you a text. That's not what happened. She's sending you a message. It's very direct. It's very specific. It's very short. And if you play into that, then it's inappropriate.
She was fishing.
Exactly.
I never heard the word emotional cheating before.
You've never heard
I got treated worse than when I was cheating for emotional cheating. I'm like, I'm not even doing anything.
It's a big difference if your man has sex with someone that he doesn't care about, but doesn't have sex, but speaks every day to a woman that he does care about and that he is emotionally attached to. Because a woman will write it off like, okay, that was his primal instinct to have sex with someone that he was attracted to, which is terrible in and of itself. But someone that he loves, someone that he cares about, that he never was even physical with, but he feels something for her, that hurts more, that cuts deeper. And that's where the idea of emotional cheating comes from. It's if I think that you have feelings for someone else and you act on those feelings by the way of giving of yourself to them, giving of your feelings and your emotions, yes, there is such thing as emotional cheating because that hurts more.
Well, coming from you, I will respect it because I always just said that I don't care what no woman says. I don't believe in that.
Let me ask you a question. If she got a text from her ex and she responded, I love you too.
That's a good question, but I'm not picking up the phone. And then I always say, when I read something, I have to know what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? Know what you're reading.
No, what does that mean?
Like
the context it came from?
Context. Who is it?
Okay.
Yeah. Context. Who is it? Because you said it, Ms. Gia, I will start to respect it. Like I never respected it. I'm like, there's no such thing. I don't care what you say. Because my thing is, you have to know my emotions. I don't have emotions for this person just because I responded.
No, that sounds good, but that's not, no.
No, it's like.
Because the fact that you're engaging with another woman.
But I'm just responding, Miss Gia. I love you too. That's it. It's not, I love you.
But not in that situation.
You.
I'm not talking about that. Okay. I'm talking about just the topic of emotional cheating. I don't need to be a psychic and know your emotions or extract that from you. The fact that you're engaging with another woman on a personal level, that's emotional cheating.
Got it.
You see what I mean?
And do you think men should be emotional? Because I said I don't think men should be emotional, and I got killed for it one day.
What do you mean men shouldn't be emotional? Emotional in what way?
Like tell your wife problems.
Yeah,
and the reason why I say, because as the man, you protect, you provide, and love. If I tell you my problems and we both have problems, it's my job to make sure we don't have problems.
I could not disagree with you more, or disagree with that notion more. My husband is a provider, he's a protector, and we share everything. He shares his problems, I share mine. We are a team. We work together. We support each other. We uplift each other. We help each other. I have to be this man's soft place to land. How can I be a soft place for him if he doesn't communicate to me what he's feeling? So what? Because I'm a woman, my husband has to be out on his own on an island dealing with this world. It's hard enough to be a man in this world, but it's even harder to be a black man. So everything that comes along with that, what? Because he's a man, he's supposed to deal with that by himself? Yeah, no. I couldn't disagree with that more.
Yeah, because I got killed for that.
No.
By who?
And I agree with her. Like if your wife or
Negro
your girl's your
net.
best friend, nah, you're supposed to make sure
And-
that
You know, the
Right.
Negro net.
And
The
that's
Negro net.
why you have to be an empowered human being and a secure human being. Because if you listen to that and you give credit to that,
No, I didn't listen to her.
and you don't consider the source and you're susceptible and you live life like that, you're living under a farce.
Because to come back to what you said, women have to go through a lot too. And I don't want to have to put that on you. Let me handle it, because you got to deal with the kids, you got to deal with that, you got to deal with all the stuff you're going through. I don't want to put extra on you, so that's why I'm not emotional. I hold it back, especially if I can take care of it. I'll just take care of it because I want you to have an easy life. Just like you want him to have an easy life, I want my wife to have an easy life. So that was my whole thought process.
I wouldn't want that.
You emotional, Adam?
Yeah, this is because this is what happened. It was us and a Country Wayne, and I was like, "Oh no, I tell my wife all the time." And him and Country Wayne were like, "No, I can't tell a woman that. They're just gonna throw it back in my face later. They'll just use it against me." And believe me, I want to give Shaq a hug, and I want to tell him it's gonna be okay, you know. But
Nope.
But I just want to say something about that.
Yes.
You have to know who you're married to or who your partner is. Because if you're with a woman that will take your emotions and weaponize it against you, that's not the woman that you want. That's not a good teammate.
Right.
yeah, but sometimes you don't realize it's that kind of a woman until you get into one of those serious ass situations, because they can
until you get
hide it for a
married.
long time.
Yeah, they can hide it. And then when you're married, it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was great. I enjoy.
Thank you, Miss
Gia,
Gia, for
it
that.
means he really likes you a lot, because normally he will argue that one until he is blue in the face. But for you, he said, I will respectfully back up. I think Gia is a formidable foe. I have asked Cheat GPT for some situations. Would you like to do some really quick?
Not with Gia here. Hell no. I've already been warned upstairs with Kenny. No. So we have something called Cheat GPT, where the Shaq computer helps you get out of certain situations.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play along, but don't take it seriously.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah, because I don't want to get you in trouble at the airport today. I told you we're not going to that Shaq house. I knew Shaq wouldn't. All right, go ahead.
I have asked it to focus more on emotional cheating than physical cheating. So some different situations. And scenario one, it came up with the birthday message. It is Shaq's girl's birthday, and she posts a cute photo of herself. And one of the first comments is from a woman named Tasha. And it says, "Happy birthday, sis. You really got a good one. He used to call me when he couldn't sleep just to talk about life. Happy you got your king." Shaq is laying in bed next to her. She rolls over and shows it, and Shaq says, "We were friends. That was years ago. I can't control how she remembers it." Does she have a right to be upset in this scenario?
Absolutely not. How can she be upset based on the comment of someone that she doesn't even know? Even if every word of it is true, that was before Shaq and her met. So it's irrelevant.
But would you like me to tell you how I would have got out of it?
Yes.
Oh, that was my psychologist a long time ago.
Oh,
Not bad,
that
right?
was a psychologist.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
His therapist. That was his therapist. He was having a conversation. That left the comment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Good one.
That was,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This one is similar to earlier. It's called the Good Morning Text. Shaq has been dating someone for a while. Things are solid. One morning, he leaves his phone on the table while he's in the kitchen. A text pops up from a contact that says Jazz, in parentheses, homegirl. And it says, "Good morning, King. Just wanted to remind you how special you are today." Shaq comes back in the room, and his girl is staring at him confused. What do we think of this situation, Gia?
I mean, if it were me, I would say, "Hey, Jazz wants you to know how special you are today, King." So I would just slide the phone to him and I would see how he reacted, because then he would provide an explanation. Not that he's held to the standard of having to provide an explanation, but I think context would dictate that you would kind of explain that away.
All right, what if it was Jazz Big Booty Freak, Texas?
Yeah, I would have a problem with her title in the phone being Big Booty Freak Texas. So yeah, so that in and of itself would give me a moment of pause.
yeah. So how would you get out of that one?
How'd I get out of that one? Baby, I've had this phone 30 years, and I don't publicize our relationship, but I will tell her I take a picture and be like, "This is my woman. Don't text me anymore," and then block her.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes.
All right, so
Very nice.
Hey, that's it. That's it.
Shaq said 2 for 2.
No.
He said one more.
Listen,
One more.
Listen, I was upstairs eating breakfast. Kenny grabbed me by my neck. Don't be around with him and his wife doing that cheat shit today. That's it. I'm done. Nope.
Okay, you're
I'm
done? All right,
Nope.
all right.
I'm done. She's nice to play along, but nope, I'm done. We're done.
Big fella, I want to take some time and give a huge shout out to the people over at Dove Men Plus Care. What we were able to do for March Madness, getting down there to San Antonio, would not have been possible with what they put together for us. I want to give them a shout out for this incredible partnership. Thank you for making it happen. I saw our guy Darrell Bailey getting the crew, hopping in the car, finding their way down there in San Antonio. But I do want to ask about this clip right here from Anthony Hamilton Jr.
You think you can still block my dunk?
Of course I can.
All right, we gonna see.
I'm a flagrant foul.
You ain't gonna foul me. I'm gonna get you. All right.
So he came to you and said, "Do you think you can block my dunk?" And you said you'd throw some weight into it. I'm just curious, if a one-on-one happened and we're playing to 11 and the dude has serious hops, what is the final score? And are you hurting him?
You try to dunk on me, you will get laid on your back. This is what I did to my good friend Vince Carter. Check this out.
Dribble drive. Indeed, he's going to face Shaq. Look out! Shaq blocked the shot and down hard on his shoulder and back went Carter. The Laker players are the first to attend to him. He's hurting and he's down.
The score would be 11-0. If I get the ball, I'm just going to back you down. Caruso can't guard me.
All right, I'd like to see that. Thanks to the Dove Men's influencers for making the trip, showing up and showing out. We do have a special gift coming your way, but thanks one more time to the great people at Dove Men Plus Care. We're going to do Ask Dr. O'Neill,
Okay.
Which is a variation of what we just did. People send in their issues all the time, whether it is infidelity or the partners. And because Dr. O'Neill is a real doctor, he can fix things. Gia and EJMV, you are both now doctors. This comes from Michelle. Quote, "My daughter and I were talking about how other cultures have arranged marriages. She said she'd be open to me introducing her to potential suitors when the time comes. I got excited about the prospect of being able to help her pick a husband someday because I'd like to believe my experience can help her make a better choice. But my husband isn't with it. He thinks we should stay out of it and let her pick her own husband. I said, why not? We give her life advice all the time, and we help guide her on a lot of things. Dr. Shaq, would you ever arrange dates with guys you think would be best for your daughter if she was cool with it? And then what do you guys think of the situation as a whole?"
No, because I don't want to look like I hate to use this word. What's a better word for selling? I don't auctioning.
Or selling his daughter or
Yeah, I don't
auctioning
wanna-
his daughter or I agree with you.
Yeah, I
I wouldn't want to be in that part of my daughter's or son's relationship. Like I wouldn't want to set her up or make her feel like I have influence on that relationship. So now I wouldn't do it.
However, I always tell my daughter the horror stories. I always tell them, stay away from people like me. Like I'm your daddy. Back in the day, your daddy wouldn't. Stay away from people like me. Like I would like, and then like I always think about the future. You're gonna have what you have. You meet a guy that has what he has. You put that together, and it's forever. If you have to get somebody that you have to support, it's never gonna work. Like I always tell my daughter, like you have to get somebody above you, and she'd be like, "What do you mean above you?" I'm like, "If you get somebody that's under you, and you have to take care of them, in the long run, it's not gonna work." But I wouldn't want to be in that. Like I just try to sit back and watch them. A couple of them I don't like. I don't really say much. I give them the eye, and I give them the one sentence speech. You hurt my daughter, next time you see me, it ain't gonna be nothing to talk about. Like they argue and fight and do all that stuff. Like you put your hands on my baby, or you hurt my baby, you dish my baby, you try to use my baby to get to me, I might have to see you. But I don't get involved with that. And then my boys, I just tell them date everybody, keep it going. I'm just messing with you.
but I don't dislike that though. I don't dislike the date everybody. What I tell my son is you can date as many girls as you want. I don't care if you turn a different girl over every month. That's fine. The only thing that matters to me is that you're honest with them, and that you're safe, and that you protect yourself,
and
that you treat them with kindness and respect. But you don't make any promises that you can't keep, and you never, ever be a cheater. You can own your truth, live in your truth. If you're just having fun, let them know that you're just having fun. If it's not serious, let them know that. I don't care how many girls that you date, just be honest with them.
If I go on a date with somebody and I have a girlfriend, is that cheating?
If you have a girlfriend.
I just go on a date with somebody.
Is that a trick question?
No, I'm just asking.
I'm just asking. Yeah, if you're dating someone that you're committed to, that you've come to an agreement that it's exclusive, if you go on a date with somebody else, then yes, that is cheating.
Okay. Texting somebody else is cheating also?
Depends what it
What's
says.
the context?
Okay, got it.
He said, okay, got it.
Are you a big booty freak from Texas? Because if so, I'm interested. Yeah, that would be kind of fall under the title of cheating. Yeah.
Because to me, I've always thought that women have rules that we don't really know and understand. Like I'm 53. I didn't hear emotional cheating until I'm 50. I'm like, really? Like a guy that...
It's rules that you don't know and understand.
No, what? Most men...
If I have a girlfriend and I go on a date with somebody else, is that cheating?
But I would... So, in the criminal world, conspiracy, right? You have to make the overt act to be charged for the crime. So I'm just eating and talking, right? But if I'm not going to the hotel, like that part, going to the hotel, lying, that's cheating to me. Just eating with somebody high, but that's not really cheating.
It depends who that person is. Like, see, I turn everything around, right? Meaning when I turn everything around,
right?
My girl goes with another guy, that's cheating. Why you going to lunch with him? Unless he's a coworker and you're just grabbing a salad, then that's something different. But if you going out at a night and you at a restaurant, that's cheating. I don't care what the intention was,
all right, so
especially if you didn't tell me.
I'm at a hookah bar, and there's no other tables, and a nice looking girl sits next to me. That's cheating?
That's not cheating. She sat next to you.
We talking, we smoking, people taking pictures.
That's not cheating.
That's not
okay,
cheating.
cool. All right.
That's not cheating.
Right down with that.
You do have to consider the intent. You say, oh, you're simplifying it. Oh, we just went and sat at a restaurant and exchanged a meal, had a meal together. What
if he exchanges phone numbers at the end?
Well, they're already on a date, so they already have each other's cell phone numbers.
No, he means if he meets a girl at a hookah bar, she sits at the table.
If you exchange numbers, that's cheating.
Oh.
I mean, am I in the Twilight Zone? I know I'm in a room full of men, but if you...
No, what you're in is the Shahuka Lounge.
No, hey, I promise I didn't know it was cheating. I thought...
But it depends what you take the number for, though.
No, I thought that only was cheating.
You think that really only smashing is cheating?
Yes, that's only thought, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, no.
What about kissing, Shaq? Is kissing cheating?
Well, I'm not a big kisser, so.
You're not? You don't like kissing?
Not a person I don't know. Hell no.
Okay.
If I comment in the DM, that's cheating too?
That's not cheating. It's just inappropriate.
What about if
it depends on what the comment is.
Damn, you look good. God bless you. Or I send a heart.
It's inappropriate. I would have his head on a stake if he did that. And I would prance it around Bergen County. See, if I ever saw, damn, you look good, God bless you. What?
Because see, what that is an alley-oop. So what is that girl gonna do when she sees that comment in her thing?
Do you understand?
She's gonna DM Shaq like, "Hey, Poppy, I'm in Atlanta tomorrow. Hey,
do you
Poppy,
understand the implication behind
I'm in Cali. I'm in New York. Where you at? I'm where you at tomorrow."
Damn.
So what you're doing, and you know what you're doing, you're
I'm
opening
flirting.
a door.
He's fishing.
Yes, you're sliding a wedge into a door to see if she opens that door. And then
Not
if she
really.
opens that door, what's your intent?
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Then what's your intention otherwise?
Like for example, well, I'm trying to name somebody that's not married. Doechii. Big fan of yours. You're beautiful. I love you.
I love you though.
Yes, I do love Doechii. She's a dope artist. I'm happy for her.
You're also single? Are you single?
I have a girlfriend.
Okay.
So Doechii, I love you.
My best friend loves Beyonce.
Right.
So it's a different type of love.
That's
you know?
my point. So you have to know what you're reading.
That I don't think context. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it's Keisha, big booty freak from Texas, and you say, hey, you look amazing, God bless you, you're putting a wedge in a door because you want to see how she responds. And even if you're not even really interested and don't want to smash, you are looking for that attention. Let me see what she does with this. Let me see how she comes back. Like, it's an ego stroke. And if I'm not enough to stroke your ego, if you're looking for that outside of these walls, I don't need you. I don't want you.
I'm going to be in the old folks' home by myself. I don't know the rules.
Wow.
I can't even text somebody tomorrow, cuz.
Nope.
Not if you have a girlfriend. And if you want that life, just like I told my son, you're
like
entitled to have that life. You're entitled to text, DM, email, whatever, anybody you want.
Like
just
flirt,
don't commit to somebody and have them under a different impression and hurt them and not be real with them and not be loyal to them.
But if she just likes to flirt, you cool with that?
I don't pick people that like to flirt, brother.
So you don't want somebody like you. So what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander.
I think it's yin and yang.
You want to elaborate?
Opposites attract.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want nobody that's like me. Mm-hmm. I just like to. It's not that I like to flirt. I just like to make people feel good, I guess. And you kind of crack the code. I like to see what I can get away with.
Of course.
But if I don't make the overt act, I didn't know that was cheating. God damn you. Yeah. The new women's rules.
Women's rules.
No, I think
retire.
These rules go back.
Hey, just go on the Breakfast Club tomorrow and say Shaq's out the game.
Shaq said he have the game.
Shaq's out the game. Don't DM, don't text him. Shaq's done. I want to thank you both for coming. I appreciate
thanks for having
me.
I just want to say thank you for having us. And, I watched up your podcast and I just want to say I appreciate it. And I just want to say, Shaq, what you do for our community, and I'm sure you hear this a lot, it's very appreciative. And besides the basketball and besides all the other stuff, you as an entrepreneur and what you've created and what you've done, you are an inspiration to a lot of people that are trying. I've never seen anybody take a mother freaking candy and make it pop in stores where my kids are asking for the Shaq candy. What is it called? Shackables? Shackalicious. Like, it's just amazing what you do with the small businesses, the fast food restaurants, the pizzas and all that. It's very inspiring. And I mean, the real estate in Atlantic City and Newark, what you're doing is just really entrepreneurs. And I just think more people need to see that. I always say that we come from a place where we don't necessarily share the information. We don't tell people about the information, and seeing what you do inspires me. When I think about young kids and they talk about, I want to buy this chain, I want to buy this car, the first thing I say is, look at Shaq's portfolio and see what would you do. I said, Shaq don't never have to work on TNT. He ain't never got to work a day in his life. That money, his mailbox, I'm just going to pass by Shaq's mailbox one day and just try to shake a bunch of things because them things just must be coming on day after day after day.
Let me correct you. All the mistakes that I made, I still got to work. I got divorced twice, brother.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, I got to work. That was a joke. I'm just messing with you.
I got to work. But I just want to say we respect you.
No, thank you. I appreciate you. And I respect you too. And I love when y'all talk about me on the Breakfast Club. Ain't no hard feelings. And thank you, Ms. Gail. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I had fun with you.
And I appreciate you telling me these rules.
Much.
Thank you so much.
Damn, I can't, Ms. Gail, I can't text nobody no more.
Listen, if you're ever indifferent, if you ever not know, just pick up the phone, call me. I'll let you know. I'll keep you out of a lot of hot water.
Oh my God, I can't even text no more.
No.
And next time we come, we want some hookah, man. We're gonna smoke some hookah. Well, she doesn't smoke hookah, but we'll
always think you have to protect her heart. If you think it's gonna hurt her heart, then don't do it. It's that simple. Stretched your man out. You got stretched your man out.
That's gonna be hard.
And good luck with your 1-year-old. I just want to give you one piece of advice.
Please.
Don't start letting her sleep in your bed.
Oh, besides that, when it's potty training time, what we do for potty training is we act like it's Club Live. When they go in the potty, we have a celebration. We pop bottles.
We have a
might
parade.
Be formula.
Bro.
We have a parade. We throw
toilet paper
all over the place.
We TP the house.
So it's such a party that they want to potty in the potty.
Yeah.
And they'll learn very fast. That's one piece of advice.
A few months to go.
I love that.
Yeah.
Whenever he did it, we were gonna do like the bubble machines and all that stuff.
Yes, that works.
I
all
like
that.
Make it like it's Club Live. Hold up signs and all that. The kids will remember that forever.
It's a lot easier with kids once you realize they will repeat the actions that you celebrate. And
Absolutely.
so if you know, so anytime he says 1 + 1 is 2, we lose our minds.
Yes.
We want him to.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's
Thanks
cool.
again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
you, guys.
Yeah.
Embarrassing me at Shaq House? No. You're not getting none for 3 days.